I'm Miles. I got the chance to talk to Lucy Cullen, co-founder of Terus, founder and CEO of EarthPup, as well as one of Corporate Knights' top 30 under 30 sustainability leaders of 2019, about her work. Here's our conversation. I want you to give me an account of what you think people most widely recognize you for when it comes to your experience in leadership and making change.
I think it would just be Terus and the work that I did through Terus. Which would be, and that would be, like today we've helped divert over 200,000 tons of waste from landfill. So, yeah, I would say that would be the main thing.
And with that experience that you have, can you give me a sense of the different kind of people that you would have both been working with, as well as the people that you consider your work to have been done for?
Yeah, so I worked alongside a number of different sustainability professionals. I worked with students. We've had student interns on our program, like in Terus. And yeah, sustainability professionals, anyone from a waste management specialist to, another sustainability professional who worked in the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change, to chefs, and that's who was on our team. And then our clients, as I'm sure you're aware, would be restaurants and hospitality companies. So that's been restaurants, and it has included a theater as well.
And if you had to really say why these people are your people, like what would you break it down to?
Well, it was mainly just like restaurants. 43% of restaurants in Canada don't compost, and having the reason that those were our target market for clients is that was an area that no one was helping. So we were supporting chefs and primarily business owners and managers and restaurants and hospitality companies and how to be more environmentally conscious. And that's because I worked in the hospitality industry for 9 years and saw that no one was really addressing sustainability in that area in a way that made sense for the business. So we saw a need, and so I guess to answer your question, my people would be restaurant owners, owner-operators, managers, and chefs.
I want to get a sense of what you consider to be your one or two core values that you, at the very least, try to live up to on a day-to-day basis.
I have a couple words that I try to live by on a day-to-day basis. One of them being freedom. What choices am I going to make? What am I going to put on my to-do list? And how am I building out my day-to-day to provide freedom for myself and support, and therefore freedom to my family who I can support financially. And then the other one would be what is for the best for the greater good. Freedom and for the greater good would be my two. Whether that's environmentally for restaurants or in another sense. Environment, social, generally for the greater good would be the other one.
What can you identify as being the motivating forces behind you acting on those values rather than just having them in the back of your mind? What pushes you to actually go out and act on them?
I just don't see another way. I just don't. When I see a problem, there's nothing else in me that isn't going to go, okay, let's go do that and let's fix that. My issue, it's funny, I have a problem that I can't say a lot of my friends can relate to, in that I put too much on my plate because I'm like, oh, this is an idea to fix this problem. This is an idea to get the word out about our climate crisis. And I don't see another option. So I think I've always been extremely determined, and I'm quite fortunate in that I've always had my fire and that fire and have always acted quickly on it. My boyfriend called me a race car when it comes to new businesses. But I think when it comes to talking to other people about what would it like inspire them, or stuff like that, and like get them to go and do stuff. I think my biggest piece of advice, just relating to that, because not everyone has that naturally, and that's not always a good thing. I just want to say that that's not always a good thing, because then you put too much on your plate and you burn out. But what I like to say is just do it. Do something. If that's going to like a protest, or building an entire social like going to protest once versus building an entire social enterprise, whatever. Just do it. So, because the world is burning and we need to act fast. So, yeah.
I want to get a sense of what the end of this year is going to look like for you, but specifically with the impact that you want to make in the world. So what that impacted world looks like, and then the specific role that you see yourself playing in creating that future 1 year down the line.
Well, I'm closing down my business, so I would like that to be fully closed down, Terus. And then I'm building out my new company, EarthPup, which is an eco-conscious dog treat business, and I would like that to be, on the up and up. I'd like to be in 20 times more stores than we are now, and there's a couple opportunities I have in the pipeline that are on a volunteer basis, but speak to working towards the greater good, that I hope those come to fruition. And then finally, I might be going either December at the end of this year or early January. I'm going to be going down to Australia to help rehabilitate the land after the wildfires. So I hope that that's all confirmed. And yeah, basically in general, on track towards having EarthPup have the greatest impact it can potentially have, which is we measure our impact through food rescued from going to landfill and the number of rescue dogs helped. And I hope that we're on track to have the biggest impact possible.
If we were to extend the timeline to 5 years and made it a bit broader when it came more to where you see yourself in 5 years' time, whether it be professionally, personally, geographically, emotionally, or perhaps all of those?
I've tried to create a lifestyle where I can spend a chunk of the time each year traveling. So that starts this year, which is really exciting. So I would like to be continuing to do that. And my significant other and I are going to potentially open up a restaurant down the line one day, of course, with a huge environmental aspect to it. So that to be happening, and then building out EarthPup. I'd like it to be one of the leading, most environmentally conscious pet food brands in North America, and I'd like it to be on our way there in 5 years' time. So with many different more products. So yeah, I think that would be it in a nutshell.
I simply want to get a sense of what literature or what content you've consumed that you can say has truly pivoted the way that you go about your life.
So a great one to be Safe to Humans by Rod Stewart. That's a great environmental one. Business-wise, I just started reading Profit First, which has been amazing. And I highly recommend it, because I feel like as environmentalists, it's really easy, or not easy, but I think that there's this assumption within people who are both environmentalists and business owners that we all run nonprofits and we don't care about making money, we just want to help the planet. And that's absolutely true, but that doesn't mean that you don't think about, or you don't need to be thinking about profit margins and all the things that come with owning and operating a business, whether it's a social enterprise, nonprofit, charity, what have you. So I do think that it's extremely important, and therefore would recommend Prop First, which has been great. The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss is fantastic. Tribe of Mentors by Tim Ferriss I've been really enjoying. The Fire Starter Sessions by Daniel Laporte. And then there's another one. Oh, The Lean Startup, I think, is fantastic. And I wish I read The Lean Startup like 5 years ago. Because when I started Terus, I was so married to the answer to the problem and not focusing on the solution that the people I was selling to actually wanted. I was like, this is the solution, this is great, but no one actually wanted it at the beginning. And so the Lean Startup, I think, would be an amazing first read for anyone thinking of starting a business of any kind.